You're trapped inside a medieval siege. Can you survive 24 hours? You wake up because somebody is pounding on your door. Get to the walls. The voice is panicked. You throw on your clothes and stumble into the cold morning air. The street outside is already full of people. Some are running, others are carrying sacks of grain. A woman drags two crying children behind her. Nobody stops to explain what's happening. They don't need to. When you reach the city wall, you see it. The entire horizon is covered in campfires. Thousands of them. An army arrived during the night, and by tomorrow, your city may not exist. When the gates close behind you, the city guards move quickly. Heavy wooden gates swing shut with a deep groan. Merchants returning from nearby villages race toward the entrance. Most make it. A few don't. You watch one farmer reach the gate just seconds too late. He pounds on the wood and begs to be let in. The guards refuse. The enemy cavalry has already been spotted nearby. Nobody opens the gates again. The farmer eventually backs away and disappears into the morning mist. You never see him again. The sound of iron locks sliding into place echoes through the city. That's when the reality hits you. You're not protected by the walls. You're trapped inside them. 2. Panic spreads faster than fire. The market square is usually noisy. Today it's chaotic. People aren't shopping, they're hoarding. A baker sells every loaf he has before sunrise. A butcher's stall is surrounded by desperate customers. Arguments break out over sacks of flour. A rumor spreads that the enemy plans to starve the city into surrender. Within minutes, food becomes more valuable than money. You manage to buy a small loaf of bread and a piece of hard cheese. Yesterday, it would have felt like a disappointing breakfast. Today, it feels like survival. The siege has only just begun. 3. The enemy sends a message by midday. Soldiers gather on the walls. You join them, not because you're a fighter, because everyone wants to know what happens next. The enemy army doesn't attack. Instead, they ride into the surrounding fields. You watch them set fire to crops. Barns burn. Smoke rises across the countryside. Livestock are driven away. The enemy isn't trying to kill you today. They're destroying the food you'll need next month. And somehow that's more frightening. The people around you fall silent. Everyone understands the message. The army outside has time. You don't. 4. Then the arrows arrive. The first horn blast comes without warning. The sound rolls across the fields. Then a second horn answers. And suddenly hundreds of archers step forward. A black cloud rises into the sky. For a second, it almost looks beautiful. Then someone screams. The arrows begin falling. They strike rooftops, market stalls, people. One lands only a few feet away from you. Another crashes through a nearby window. The attack lasts only minutes. When it's over, the city feels completely different. This is no longer a threat. It's a war. 5. Fire becomes the new enemy. The next attack isn't aimed at people, it's aimed at your home. Burning arrows arc through the air. One strikes a roof near the market, another lands in a stable. Within minutes, flames begin spreading. The city is packed with wooden buildings. Fire moves quickly. Too quickly. You spend the next hour hauling buckets from a well. Your arms ache. Your throat burns from smoke. Every time one fire is extinguished, another appears. The enemy doesn't need to break the walls. If enough fires spread, the city might destroy itself. 6. The first night by sunset, the attacks stop. The silence feels wrong. The enemy camp glows in the darkness. Thousands of fires flicker beyond the walls. It's impossible to ignore. Every fire represents soldiers. Every soldier represents danger. Nobody sleeps well. Children cry. Church bells ring. People whisper prayers. You lie awake listening to distant voices carried by the wind. And then you hear something else. Hammering. 7. The sounds beyond the walls, the hammering continues all night. At first, nobody knows what it means. Then rumors begin spreading. Siege towers, battering rams, catapults. The enemy is building something. And they're building it fast. Every sound from beyond the wall feeds your imagination. You picture giant machines rolling toward the gates. You picture ladders rising against the walls. You picture soldiers flooding through the streets. The darkness makes everything worse. Because you can't see what's coming. 8. Hunger arrives early, the next morning feels colder. Not because the weather changed, because people are afraid. The bakery is empty. The butcher has nothing left to sell. Food isn't gone yet, but everyone knows it will be. At breakfast, your family shares the last fresh loaf of bread. Nobody says much. Nobody needs to. Every bite comes with the same thought. How many meals are left? The enemy hasn't breached the walls, yet somehow they're already inside your head. 9. The city starts turning on itself by midday. Tensions begin rising. Two men fight over a sack of grain. A merchant is accused of hiding food. Crowds gather. Voices grow louder. The city authorities try to maintain order, but fear spreads faster than any announcement. The most dangerous thing about a siege isn't always the army outside. It's what happens inside. People stop thinking about next month, then next week. Eventually, they only think about tomorrow, and desperate people make desperate decisions. 10. The real horror of a siege. 24 hours have passed. The walls still stand. The gates remain closed. The enemy hasn't entered the city. And yet everything feels different. Yesterday, you worried about work. Today, you worry about food. Yesterday, your home felt safe. Today, it feels temporary. Yesterday, the future seemed predictable. Now you aren't sure there will be one. That's the true horror of a medieval siege. Not the battles, not the arrows, not even the fires. It's the realization that survival isn't measured in courage. It's measured in time. And time is exactly what the enemy is trying to take from you. So, could you survive the first 24 hours of a medieval siege? Probably, most people did. The real question is whether you could survive the weeks and months that followed. Because medieval sieges were rarely decided in a single day. They were wars of patience, wars of hunger, wars of fear. Every sunrise brought new uncertainty. Every sunset brought new rumors. And every day behind those walls made survival a little harder. For the people trapped inside, the enemy wasn't just outside the gates. It was hunger, exhaustion, disease, and the growing fear that help might never come. If you enjoyed this historical survival reconstruction, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because next time, you may wake up in another moment of history where surviving the first day is the easy part.